Hey friends, welcome back to Potter Plus, your podcasting home for the upcoming Harry Potter television show and so much more. I'm your host, William, and we have got a doozy of a show for you today. Coming up later, I'm going to recap the Ironton Wizardfest, which was an absolutely fantastic experience. That is where we recorded the live show with Swish and Flick, which was awesome. You can go back and listen to that. That was November's episode. But I also got a chance to interview the internet's magical mom and dad, Arthur and Molly Weasley, which many of you know as Darwin and Jen from the Weasleys' whimsical world of Harry Potter. We talked Potter, obviously, cosplaying, and I think most importantly, them being the Weasleys, we talked community. And it was an incredible conversation. I can't wait for you to hear that. But first, I got to be honest with you. I put off recording this episode for, well, it's been weeks now. Just when I thought that news and rumors had slowed down regarding the show, something else would pop up. And as my wife so sagely put it, you need to mark this moment in time. You can catch up on any news that comes out after you record later. So let's get into it. The floodgates were first opened the literal day after Ironton Wizardfest on November the 11th, when Variety reported that Mark Rylance was being eyed for Dumbledore. To quote the article, Mark Rylance is at the top of the casting wish list for the new HBO Harry Potter adaptation, Variety has learned from sources familiar with the project. Rylance, who is starring as Thomas Cromwell in the hotly anticipated BBC drama Wolf Hall, The Mirror and the Light, based on a Hilary Mantel's novel, is in the mix for Dumbledore, according to the Inside Buzz. Rylance won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in 2016 for his work in the Steven Spielberg film Bridge of Spies, and he also worked with Spielberg on the 2016 animated film The BFG, based off the book by Roald Dahl. His other film credits include Dunkirk, The Trial of Chicago 7, Don't Look Up, and his TV roles include The Government Inspector and the aforementioned Wolf Hall. This was quickly followed up by the premiere of Harry Potter Wizards of Baking on November the 14th. You do not have to be an alchemist in order to be able to deduce that adding Harry Potter baking competitions in the holiday season would turn into absolute gold. Deadline reported that linearly across Max and Discovery Plus, the 2-hour premiere was watched by more than 5.2 million people. Now, this next report is the one that sent the internet into a firestorm. Variety again on December the 4th reported that Harry Potter HBO series eyes Papa Isidore for the role of Severus Snape. According to the sources, no deal is currently in place and Isidore has not formally accepted the role, but he is the latest actor to be mentioned for a part for the series. Variety had previously reported that Academy Award winner Mark Rylance was in the running for the role of Hogwarts headmaster Albus Dumbledore. Now, actual reps from HBO, in responding to Variety's request for comment, said, "We appreciate that such a high-profile series will draw a lot of rumor and speculations. As we make our way through pre-production, we will only confirm details as we finalize deals." Should Isidore ultimately accept the role, it would mark a return to HBO for the actor. He previously co-starred in the critically acclaimed limited series I May Destroy You, which aired on HBO in the US, and he's received an Emmy nomination for Best Supporting Actor in a limited series for his work on the show. Isidore is also known for his leading role in the crime drama Gangs of London, as well as for shows like Press, The Lazarus Project, and The Miniaturist. He has starred in films such as 2017's Murder on the Orient Express, The Outrun, and Genie. Now, I want to be incredibly clear. I firmly believe that the success of a character portrayal is dependent on the skills of the actor or actress, and he has more than proven that he has the skill. And even inside the Harry Potter universe, they have proven that you can race swap characters to great success, by evident of Noma Dumezwini in her portrayal of Hermione in the original production of The Cursed Child. However, have you seen this man? He is cool, charming, and handsome. He is not Severus Snape. However, Max has proven to critical acclaim that they can take cool, charming, and handsome and Colin Farrell, apply the right hook-nosed prosthetics, and knock a series out of the park, as evidenced by his portrayal of the Penguin. What I do worry about, however, is in the 5th book, how they will be able to balance James's bullying of Snape without it crossing unfortunate racial lines. But, as the representative from HBO has put it, at this point, these are only speculations and rumors, so we'll see. After the news broke about Isidore, 3 more actors surfaced to the top of the rumor mill for possible roles in the Harry Potter series. Mark Strong's name was being thrown around for the role of Dumbledore. Sharon Horgan was mentioned as a possible Minerva McGonagall, and a name that I had never considered for this role, but is growing on me more and more every day, Brett Goldstein from Ted Lasso fame, Roy Kent, for the role of Rubius Hagrid. I have no words. I have notes, but I have no words. But the most recent official bit of news, directly from the source, Harry Potter and Warner Brothers, came on December 5th, when an article was published titled, "We Will Get to Have Fun with Peeves. New details from the Harry Potter TV series has been revealed, along with a 2025 production date at Leavesden." To quote, "The hotly anticipated Harry Potter original series has confirmed it will begin production next summer, with executive producers Mark Mylod and Francesca Gardner promising the show will go deeper into the stories than ever before." With the series now officially underway, we heard from director Mark and showrunner Francesca, who revealed their own love for the original series. "I am a mega fan, like crazy," Francesca confessed, alongside the creative vision that they want to bring to this retelling of the Harry Potter stories. Quote, "We have 8 hours to tell the first book," the pair revealed, "so we can dig into the real depths and crevices and how the language of magic can evolve. We follow the ethos of the film to source some of the finest cream of British talent," Mark added. "We also learned that over 30,000 people auditioned for the roles of Harry, Ron, and Hermione during the open casting call earlier this year. And although the Golden Trio have yet to be cast, Mark admitted that they watched every single audition and there are a couple of crackers." The new Harry Potter series will be a fresh adaptation of the books, going deeper into Harry's story, featuring a brand new cast for both old and new fans to get to know. We were also teased characters that are set to appear in the show that did not visit in the film, such as the mischievous poltergeist Peeves. The iconic locations will return, of course. To quote, "We don't want to mess with the likes of the Great Hall, but other elements of Hogwarts will be explored." But Mark was also excited to explore other places they've not seen before, such as the Hogwarts staff room, and examining the changing aesthetics of the school. They went with the idea that Hogwarts was a real place, and hoped to explore architectural themes of an ancient castle and how they would evolve over time. Regarding some of their casting choices, Mark and Francesca also were keen to stay canonically accurate to the ages of certain characters, citing that Snape would have only been 31 in 1991 in the events of the Philosopher's Stone. To quote, "No one can replace Alan Rickman, but we can find the next generation," the pair added. The article ends stating that "we hope these little morsels of magic will whet your appetite for a grand return to the Harry Potter series." Whew. And that is where I will end this section of news and rumors, friends. With production beginning next summer, we can only expect firmed casting decisions will be made known in the coming weeks, and I'm honestly so very excited. But with that, we will take a break, and when we come back, I'll be recapping Ironton Wizardfest and bringing you my interview with Arthur and Molly Weasley. We'll be right back. Good morning. It is currently 6:45 on Saturday, November the 9th, first day of Wizardfest, and I am on my way to Ironton for early load-in. We have to be in, set up, have all of our vehicles out by 9 o'clock before the rope drop at 10, just to make sure that everybody's set up and ready. But this is now year 7 of doing Ironton Wizardfest, and I would have assumed that the morning of a festival like this, being a vendor, that there would be some sort of nerve, but there never has been with this one. And I think it's because these are my people. This is my thing. I have more excitement about it than I do nerves, because it's always an incredibly fun time. But yeah, I have about an hour and a half of audiobook time, so I'm going to get to it.
Chapter 4. Horace Slughorn. Despite the fact that he had spent every waking moment of the past few days hoping desperately that Dumbledore would indeed come to fetch him, Harry felt distinctly awkward as they set off down Privet Drive together.
And with 2 full chapters of The Half-Blood Prince under my belt, I had arrived at Ironton Wizardfest without event to a seasonably warm 50 degrees. Final touches were being made before they opened the gate, and I even ran into the man himself, Brad Bear.
So about noon, blow my phone up. I even have 3 alarms set.
Okay.
And I still, was that your code? If you see me, I might be not even noticing.
Oh, one of the, I mean,
I saw you like something on Instagram at 3 a.m. this morning, so...
Oh, that's before we push the angling along.
Not yet.
Because said my husband tried to move it in the position because we're supposed to drive it in this morning. And it didn't.
Great. Perfect.
It reminds me that I need to... Yeah, so do that.
Okay, yeah, I'll remind you. Don't worry. He really loves this festival. Cody arrived shortly after and at a Harry Potter festival, of all places, found a new friend that shared another of his interests.
I've been in a Pokemon deep dive lately. Heart Gold and Soul Silver have been my jam lately.
I've not even gotten that far.
Did you play Gold and Silver?
No.
Okay.
I stopped the generation before that.
Generation 1? The red, blue, and yellow?
Was Gold and Silver? Oh, no. You're right. Gold and Silver was the next generation. It was right after Fire Leaf.
Okay.
Fire Red and Leaf.
The Game Boy era.
Yes.
So Heart Gold and Soul Silver were remakes of Gold and Silver, and they filled in all of the gaps of that. They just did not have the technical manpower to be able to pull this off on the Game Boy.
The gates opened up not long after that, and I got to live out one of my definitions of a perfect day. Nerding out about Harry Potter with new friends. So this is Tom Riddle's diary.
I'm going to let him explain.
But what if he made it in the 90s?
With it.
Oh my God!
I'm not even going to, I want it.
I'm
not
getting
gonna
Okay, so this was my composition of it from when I was 11. I scanned it front and back and made the book.
Are you T. Rizzo?
No, I added that one.
Oh, I was
like the base
isn't
for it.
that so cool? This is
but
your
this
actual,
is-
like... Yeah, I'm so sorry.
And then I added the stickers on top of it. Before long, it was time for our live show, and right before we recorded, I did put in a request for the audience. Back up recording there. Okay, now, before we get started, at one point, I'm going to say, and we are now live at Ironton Wizardfest, and I need you all to sound like a crowd of like 300, 400, so that's your cue to cheer, clap. What, Jenny, are you going to cheer? Yeah, you are. Okay, yeah, thanks. Man, did they deliver. And not only are we bringing you a double team super episode of Swish and Flick and Potter Plus here today, but we are also live at Ironton Wizardfest. Yes, delivered in spades, didn't they? Day one of Ironton Wizardfest rounded out with good food and great friends, and day two started in true Ironton Wizardfest fashion with rain. But I have to tell you, the vibes were immaculate. They probably maybe paid a train to go by to give off some Hogwarts Express ambiance. But day two was the day that I got to interview Darwin and Jen, also known as Arthur and Molly Weasley. In between their many appearances and obligations at Wizardfest, we did manage to sneak down to the cozy Hufflepuff common room and sit down for a chat. Darwin and Jen, welcome to Potter Plus. Thank you for agreeing to talk with me today.
Oh, our pleasure.
So I had to have you guys on the show. The big conceit of the show is the upcoming television show, Potter Plus being like Paramount Plus, Disney Plus. We have an opportunity to represent the Weasleys again, and I would argue that you guys are the foremost representation of the Weasleys inside of the fandom community. So I had to have you guys on the show. But before we begin, can you tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and your story with Harry Potter? Like, did you find it as a kid? Did you discover it as an adult? Just tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, we were adult people when the books came out and then the movies, so we're adults, and I had kids and had them watch and read, and like if I can't sleep, I turn on the Harry Potter movie and watch it, and my kids will say, I remember waking up in the middle of the night, hearing that night bus at the end, you know. It's going to be a bumpy ride, because it would play over and over.
Yeah.
But like I couldn't sleep, I was going through a bad time, and divorce, single mom, everything, and that was my safe place.
It was a comfort. It was an escape for you.
Watching Harry Potter.
She was the Harry Potter fan when I came along.
she was a Harry Potter fan when I came along in that, and
Drug him
she,
into it. And he was willing.
I almost wonder, because I work in medicine, and usually if I have a guy sitting in my office and I say, hey, what brings you in here today? They'll usually point to their wife. And so whenever it came to Harry Potter, initially what brought you into Harry Potter?
Yeah, and I never even cosplayed anything before. I do Civil War reenacting. And,
Okay.
that's the closest thing I came to cosplaying, and then she mentioned about this event down in Peoria, Illinois, and stuff, and it's like, oh, let's go, I'm like, okay, and like.
So you were a Death Eater.
Yeah, I think the first year I was a student.
Oh, yes, student and then Death Eater.
Then I found out how fun it was and stuff, and it's like, oh, I got to do something different. So then I ended up doing a Death Eater, like from the Quidditch World Cup.
Yeah, with the pointy hat. And
Yeah.
mask
Okay, yeah.
and flowing big robes. And I was Bellatrix one year with you. My kids were usually, we kind of had the reddish hair and blondish hair. So one was Ginny and the other one was Luna. And then they've done Dobby and the Cornish Pixie. I've done Bellatrix, Umbridge, Trelawney, Moaning Myrtle, McGonagall, and then years later, they quit having the Return to Hogwarts in Peoria after the movies stopped being made, and then we found...
Yeah, I found the Celebration of Harry Potter in Orlando, Florida, that I came across on the internet, and it's like, and I decided to tie that in with me proposing to her while we were down there, and I thought, so I surprised her at Christmas time with it, and
I never heard of this. I'm like,
she never heard of it. Yeah,
is it? I was only familiar with.
She had already been to the Wizarding World once with the girls.
Yeah, when they had the one side.
And I hadn't been down there, and I told her from the research that I'd done was that it was basically all cosplayers, and I thought, well, we got to do something. But considering our ages and what else can we do, who do we look closest to? We decided that Arthur and Molly would be the easiest way to go about, because we only had like a month to come up with costumes.
And my hair, I'd had chemo and lost all my hair, so it was just starting to grow back. So it was, I had to do something with short hair. I guess I could have found a wig, but I was kind of tired about wearing wigs by that time.
Yeah, so we kind of, it was a lot of thrift store finds, a lot of fast little sewing projects.
That's
here.
perfect for the Weasleys,
And then just kept building and building and getting better. This robe he's wearing was a blanket at a thrift store. And it looked just like what he was wearing in the movies, so I didn't have a pattern, I just winged it, and it turned out awesome.
Well, first of all, kudos on beating cancer. That's incredible. I had cancer at 14, and I went through 6 months of chemo, too, so I'm on the other side of it, too. And so you landed on Arthur and Molly Weasley kind of because it fit, but I mean, I've been following you guys for a year. Obviously, it stuck. It took. What was it about?
Everyone was like, "You
Arthur
guys
and Molly.
are Arthur and Molly."
Yeah,
and even my house looks like the Burrow. It is a huge, huge, old house and rebuilt.
A lot of
Those
rooms.
are goals.
Oh yeah.
My wife has said that she wants her house to feel like a mixture between a hobbit hole and the Burrow, like just warm and cozy. And is that the Weasleys being so inviting, being so warm and friendly? Is that what drew you to it? Is that why you've stayed as the Weasleys?
Well, actually, it was when we were down there. We didn't expect the reaction that we got from everybody that saw us, because I mean, like I said, we kind of threw everything together pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And
we did a decent, really.
But
good
I mean, we
job,
got
but
hammered with people just coming up wanting
lines of
photos,
people.
and we'd end up standing
like
for
we
a
were
half
a
hour,
ride.
45 minutes, because we couldn't move, and we wanted to go see things there and stuff. But the reactions on people's faces when they saw us was what really drew us in. And after we got back from it, I asked her, I said, so you want to do another celebration of Harry Potter? And it's like, next year? And she said, yeah. And I said, you know what? There's got to be other events out there somewhere. And so I started researching,
Because I love the Return to Hogwarts in Peoria, and I'm like, we need more.
So at that point in October, I decided, when we were talking about this, I said, we found one up in Wisconsin to go to and I said, you know what? It's like, let's create a group on Facebook that is family oriented. We keep it clean, and we post a lot of things as far as like if there's merchandise we come across on the internet, in stores or whatever, let other people know so they can find it and
Other
go.
events
Especially, and just share the love of Harry Potter and the whole world, but keep everything Muggle out of it.
Oh, I've been to other sites and they're mean to each other. They're fighting, arguing, and they're always dropping the F-bomb and stuff like that. I'm like, really? Come on, just be nice.
Yeah.
So that's what we wanted.
Okay, so you mentioned this group. I checked it before we came down here to do the interview. Over 161,000 members.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Editor William here. The tally is currently at 183,000. Carry on. Does that blow your mind at all?
Oh, yeah.
Request all the time.
Almost every single day, I'm seeing Darwin posted, "Hey, let's welcome all the new members," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I start scrolling, and I keep scrolling, and I keep scrolling.
It's backed up so because Facebook has their own algorithm to do it or whatever.
Yeah,
it's backed up a
so
week.
For all the new people.
To get approved for that.
And every time I drop one, it's 300 people at a time that's on that list and that. So yeah, we didn't expect it to get that large. We're happy that it did. But we've had a lot of people compliment us on the fact that we don't have the drama in our group.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why they came, said other groups have been in. It's like it's all drama, and they won't keep the Muggle topics out of the discussion and stuff. So,
I would argue that it is one of the best Harry Potter communities on the internet.
Thank you.
Hands down. Your all's group. I'm in Swish and Flicks Discord. Those are sacred spaces for people, and just the people in there that. Leading up to this festival, people had posted about being a vendor and the excitement around it, people making plans to go and meet up in the street. It's just, do you think it being from the Weasleys has helped contribute to that? Because I think reading the books, everybody wants to spend summer holidays at the Burrow.
Yeah.
Everybody. I'm reading through the Half-Blood Prince now, and Dumbledore, they apparated just outside the building, and Harry laid eyes on his second favorite building on the planet, and it was the Burrow. And I think everyone reading that, Harry is our surrogate in the books. We are experiencing, he's our exposition dump. And so everybody latches on to Harry and his experience, and I think everybody has that experience with the Weasleys and the Burrow and found family. And, I commend you guys on, number one, on how it's monitored, but also just the overall feeling and everything that you put in there. So this is Potter Plus. This is in anticipation of the television show. So we have an opportunity now to see a new interpretation of the Weasleys. And as I would argue, social media's preeminent experts on the Weasleys, cosplays of the Weasleys. How do you think the movies got it right? What do you think that they missed the mark on, and how do you hope that the Weasleys are portrayed in the TV show?
Definitely more of the Weasleys. We always need more
I would agree,
Weasleys.
100%.
I think the Weasleys got cut out a lot from the movies and stuff.
From how much was in
when I
the
read
book,
the books and
yeah.
that, and it's wow, it's they weren't in this scene in the movies and that, and it's
I want to see the part where Arthur whoops up on Lucius outside the bookstore.
Yes. I think for
That's
me,
my man.
I think for me, I would love to break through the Dursleys' fireplace.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
I think it was, it wasn't the production designer, maybe David Heyman, one of the producers, said in an interview that if it did not directly pertain to Harry and advancing Harry's story, it got cut.
Yeah.
And so that's why you don't even have Winky, the house elf. That got cut.
Definitely
probably
more
for a bunch
house
of
elves,
reasons.
too. I
Yeah.
love house elves.
Yeah. Are you guys excited for the
And
TV
Pete's.
show?
Yeah, I think we are and stuff. It's I'm just hoping they tie in the old and the new.
Yeah.
For example, it's great that they're going to do this, but if you're going to do it, at least keep the settings basically the same, keep the music the same. The music is what really adds to it as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
No changing it, just adding more.
Right.
Yeah.
More backstories.
Yep.
the Marauders, the McGonagalls. How did McGonagall, from way back when in Fantastic Beasts, it kind of explained what happened there,
If you all had more time, I know you are incredibly busy at this festival. We could get into some theories there. Do you think they could take like a Hogwarts Legacy approach, where that castle is different, but it has the essence of Hogwarts when you look at it, and you can tell that that's Hogwarts, but they've taken some creative liberties there, or I don't know,
as long as it's recognizable, and they don't go crazy changing anything.
I think that's what's important, is that you have to keep it tied in of pulling in all of us that has watched the originals and read the books, and bringing in the new people to it as well. So as long as they follow the books the way that they're saying, and they keep everything similar to the original movies, I think they'll be good.
Yeah, I do too.
It's just more added stories, So.
I look for this to be kind of a jumping point for additional stories. Because I know Warner Brothers, in their announcement of this show, they kept talking about, we have the IP, let's tell more stories in our IP. That was the refrain over and over and over again. And you could have an instance where, I don't know, Professor Binns actually have Professor Binns talking about Hogwarts founding, flashback to the actual founding of Hogwarts. There's your backdoor pilot to a Founders show. Or have Remus reminiscing about the Marauders, flashback to that. There's your backdoor pilot. Kind of like, do you follow the Star Wars shows on Disney Plus? So The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah,
Boba Fett
we love Mandalorian.
Came into the show, and then he got his own show.
You got all the extras and the backstories and more information.
Ahsoka showed up in that show, and then she had her own show. So I think that I'm really hoping, and I mean the stars are kind of aligning, and it's in the tea leaves that they could use this to do that. But
that would be great.
One of the biggest things, Harry loses so much. Like, he loses Sirius. He loses his parents. He loses Hagrid. But like the thing that is at the end that he has going into adulthood, even through Cursed Child on, is the Weasleys. He marries into that family. He has that family, and so they are crucial to it. I think your guys' portrayal at these festivals is incredible. And I know I'm going to go ahead and let you go because I know you've got a lot more obligations here at the festival today, but thank you so much for agreeing to do this.
It was our pleasure.
It has
Thank
been
you for
absolute
asking
pleasure.
us.
This episode is brought to you by the Big Red Button Podcast.
Do you know what you'd do in a nuclear apocalypse?
Because we sure as quack don't.
See how our choices get us into trouble and back out again in this actual play podcast.
Big Red Button is for lovers of the Fallout franchise, choose your own adventures, and tabletop role-playing games rolled into one big audio drama.
Our band of stragglers is unraveling a mystery in the wasteland, and we're at the mercy of the roll of the dice.
So grab your Geiger counters, take your rat away, and subscribe to our new show, The Big Red Button.
Well, and that's a wrap on Ironton Wizardfest, and naturally, 10 minutes before we were supposed to pack up everything in the car, it started raining. So I've got to go. Thank you guys so much for listening, and remember, you are just as sane as I am. Bye!
Potter Plus is a production of the Grapefruit Network. To find out more about this show, you can visit us at potterplus.show. And to find out more about the other shows inside of our network, visit us at thegreatfruitnetwork.com. You can find me on Instagram at Kentucky Wizard, and as of the release date of this episode, the giveaway for Epic Universe tickets is still live. Details on how to enter were in the live show from Ironton Wizardfest. And once again, thank you for listening.